Okay, let's talk about drawing a 1 octave major scale. You'll notice up in the corner, I have my little chart that shows me how many sharps or a flat are in all of the key signatures. So we're going to draw 3 different major scales here. The very first scale that I'm going to draw is the D major scale. And I'm going to draw that up here next to this treble clef. So the first thing you need to do is find the lowest D you can find. So I'm going to use the D that's right underneath the E line. And because a scale, you know, is 1 octave, it means it has 8 notes. We're just going to draw them as whole notes. Simply draw circles, ovals. There's no need to do anything fancy with them. So D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice we left space between the notes. Always leave space between the notes because we're going to go back and put any sharps or flats that we need. And if your notes are too close together, you're going to be squeezing your sharps in and they're not going to be placed correctly. So now we've got the D scale, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Step 1 is done. Now I'm going to come over to my little chart and I'm going to find the key of D, and it tells me I have 2 sharps. That means I have F sharp and C sharp. And if you want to, you can even write those underneath your scale as you work on those. Now, we're going to go through the scale until we find the F and the C and put a sharp in front or to the left of the note. So I'm going to go D, E, F. Well, I know F needed a sharp. F, G, A, B, C. C also needed a sharp. And D. And that would be the D major scale. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. You do not want to play the scale first and then write the scale. You will not be guaranteed to have a piano available to you. So you want to make sure that you can do this using the knowledge of how to do this and not just relying on your ear and how you know the scale goes. Okay, for our next scale, let's draw the F major scale. Once again, I'm going to find the lowest F on the staff. We're going low so that we don't get a lot of ledger lines at the top. So if I'm starting on the F scale, I'm going to start on the F that's below the staff. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have all 8 notes there. Now, when I look back up at my chart with the order of sharps, F is our special key. F, it says B flat. So I'm going to find the B, F, G, A, B, and I'm going to draw a flat in front of it. Notice that the B is a line note. So when I draw my flat, just like the line has to go through the middle of the note that is B, the line needs to go through the flat as well. Notice up here the F and the C were space notes, so I made sure that the sharp fit inside the space. We want the middle of the sharp or the middle of the flat to either sit inside the space if it is a space note or have the line go through it if it's a line note. Okay, let's go to one that's just a little bit trickier. Let's do the B major scale. Now, you have a couple of places where you could start this B major scale. You could start it with a ledger line at the bottom and then draw your scale. Or you could start it on the B that's in the middle of the staff. It depends on where you want to draw your ledger lines. For this case, I'm going to go ahead and start on the higher B so that I can show you how to draw ledger lines when you get to the top. So once again, it's a 1 octave scale. It needs 8 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice as the notes go above the staff, the G will sit right on top of the F line. Then the A, you just draw a line, a ledger line, and you put the A around it. And then you're going to draw a ledger line on the same, right next to it, right next to the A, and then put that B right on top. Because no matter whether the notes are on the grand staff or above or below the staff, it always needs to go line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space. Okay, so now we've got step 1 done. We have all of the notes written in. Now we need to go back and add our sharps. B major has 5 sharps. So just to help myself out, I'm going to write those 5 sharps down here so that I don't make sure that I don't miss any of them. So I'm going to go through the scale. B does not need a sharp. C, it needs a sharp. So I'm going to put a sharp. Remember, it's a space note, so the sharp is going to sit inside the space. B, C, D. D is a line note. So notice that the middle of my sharp has the line going right through it. If you drew the sharp up here or down here, that is incorrect and will be marked wrong. So we want to be very careful that we put the sharps to match the note. Okay, B, C, D, E does not need a sharp. F needs a sharp. It's a line note. Make sure the line goes through the box. G comes next. I'll just put the sharp right in front of it. A is going to go right in front. That's not a very well drawn sharp. Let me try that again. And because these are on above the staff, it goes right in front of the note. There's no way to make the line go through it. So I'm going to we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sharps. Let me make sure that I have 5 sharps in my scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how you draw a major 1 octave scale, no matter what key signature you happen to be in. Remember, you don't want to play the scale first and then jot it down. You will not have access to a piano. We want you to be able to understand how the theory works, even when you don't have access to a piano.